BTB Kicks here, and these are the 5 business lessons I learned from selling snacks in school. This video goes outside just a little bit of sneaker restoration, but it still applies to all businesses. So before we dive into the video, like, comment, and subscribe, and let's get into it. We're gonna start things off with number 5. I learned that everyone has wants. In relation to what I do and have done in school, people want what they want. They want snacks, they want shoes, they want Supreme, they want their shoes clean, and they want content. So with those things alike, you have to be the person to give it to them. Business really starts when you notice what people want, or you notice that there's a need that's not being fulfilled. In my case, I recognized, okay, kids get hungry throughout the day. There's only one period of lunch, so why not have snacks all throughout the day? So if someone gets hungry, I'm there and can satisfy their immediate need. That's one thing that I kind of learned, I guess, from selling snacks. I had the goods and people came to me. I was the honey bun plug. That quickly turned into the sneaker plug when I was able to hit on releases. I remember one of my classmates paid me to go after a pair of Concord 11s in 2018. I didn't really want them like that, but he told me he would pay me if I entered and got them for him, because most of the time people don't really know how to enter these raffles if they're kind of new to sneakers, or they honestly don't know how to hit the raffles, if anything. Back then, I was hitting on everything on the sneakers app, and people came to me asking me, oh, could you go after these shoes for me? And they had that need, and I was able to fulfill it. Even now, with my sneaker business, people's number one need is, they have shoes that are dirty, but they don't know how to clean them and don't want to mess them up, so they bring them to the professional, me. But yeah, that's really the core message of business. You have to start with, what do people want, or is there a need that you can fulfill that hasn't already been fulfilled? And that's where the opportunity lies. Number 4, I learned how to sell face-to-face. Selling face-to-face honestly taught me rejection. It also gave me confidence when I was able to close someone on buying a honey bun or them buying a pair of shoes from me. And most importantly, it taught me how to talk to people. When you have a business, there's different aspects of the business. One could be marketing, the product itself, sales, advertising. There's different aspects of business, and with having my honey bun business in middle school and high school, I was able to learn more of those pillars in business before I ever even started like my first real business. I got a lot of practice in just from doing something that I thought was not even a big deal, selling snacks. Over the years of selling them, I grew my sales skills and was able to close deals. If somebody wanted to buy a whole bunch of honey buns from me, or a whole bunch of sneakers, or wanted to get a whole bunch of shoes done, I was able to work out a deal and figure things out and think on the fly. But also having that experience and getting the reps in early in my business career as a teen helped me kind of develop as a business owner and entrepreneur, and I definitely see that skill set roll over into what I do now in my shop. Moving on to number 3, I learned that consistency creates customers. For my example with selling honey buns, if people always knew that I had snacks on me at all times, having that consistent supply of snacks available for people, they would come to me eventually. If they didn't want one today, they might want one tomorrow, or even if they didn't get one for a week, they knew I would always have them, and they could count on me having them. So whenever they did get hungry and wanted a honey bun, I was always there. And the best takeaway or part of that is knowing that you have that presence. And if people always see you, like for example, I'll use a new age topic now. If people see you and you post all the time, you're consistent with your content, they see your face pop up every time, and they might not need their shoes cleaned now, but if they keep seeing stuff pop up and they keep seeing you post, they're reminded of you every single time. And eventually they will need their shoes cleaned, but instead of going to dude down the street, they see your content all the time. So they're gonna come to you because you're top of mind. So that's just another reason why you wanna stay consistent. And another aspect of staying consistent could be staying consistent with your quality of work. If you're consistent with that, people can always count on you to do a great job on their sneakers, and then they will be consistent in coming back to you and giving you that repeat business. It's just consistency on all fronts compounds and gets you more business and makes your business more valuable at the end of the day. Number 2 on the list, I learned how small money could turn into bigger ideas. Selling snacks obviously is small, it's very low margin. You know, I'm buying honey buns for 60 cents on the dollar and selling them for $1, making 40 cents everything. And if I have a pack of 10 honey buns, I'm really only making what, like about $4 per pack. I mean, that's just for simple math. I could be wrong. I'm just thinking of stuff in my head. Can't really do a whole lot with that. So you want to grow and think of bigger things, but having done that at that scale taught me, you know, the importance of buying, selling, reinvesting into your product or business to get bigger and better things. So I went from flipping honey buns to making my own shirts for my school. Obviously a higher cost investment, but there's also a higher return to that too, because I put $1,400 into that, got 200 shirts, and I was selling each shirt for $25. If you want to do 25 times 200, let me do that math real quick. 5 times 200, yeah, that's $5,000 off of a $1,400 investment. You know, I had a chance to make $3,600 if I sold out all the shirts. Obviously that didn't happen, but it gave me the confidence of, you know, selling the small stuff and realizing, okay, I can do this. It gave me the confidence to think that, okay, cool, maybe I could sell something that's worth more and get a higher return on investment, which I ended up doing. Obviously selling, you know, 4 t-shirts for 25, that's 100. I'd have to run that honey bun playback at least 20 to 40 times to even touch $100 profit, I guess. It's all relative in the scale of things, but having that experience gave me the confidence to start my business, and it just kept rolling over and rolling over. So it went from honey buns to t-shirts to cleaning shoes. And granted, that's a service-based business instead of selling like a product. It still has the same idea or principles of, you know, you start small, get the money, reinvest it into your business, grow the business, and then you keep going from there. And before we dive into our number 1 on the list, I want to mention my Discord. So for those who don't know, I have a sneaker restoration Discord where sneaker restorers are in there from all across the United States and other countries. It's a chat where sneaker restorers get together. We can talk about our different problems that we may have, whether it might be acquiring customers, how to do a particular service, tips and tricks along the way, and we all help each other out where we can. And I'm in the chat 24/7, and you have access to me to ask me anything you want, and I'll be there for you. We also have weekly calls where we hop on Zoom to talk virtually face-to-face. From there, we grow our relationships, you know, try to help each other out once again and grow our community. We're all like-minded, and we all think that, you know, sneaker restoration is fairly early. So why not hop in and take your piece of the pie? Because there's plenty of food at the table for everyone to eat. So if you're interested in joining that, feel free to hit the link down in the description, and I'll see you in there. And number 1 on the list, I was an entrepreneur way before BTB Kicks ever was born. Put cleaning sneakers aside and my hobby and love for sneakers aside, I was always doing things as an entrepreneur would. I learned from my dad, who was an entrepreneur and was my biggest role model that I ever had in my life. He taught me so much about business and how to be a good business person, but also having those values. He held my hand throughout the different ventures that I did in high school, middle school, in the beginning days of BTB Kicks. He taught me right from wrong. Along the way, I made mistakes with my businesses. I learned lessons. If I didn't have that initial taste of entrepreneurship and getting to know what it felt like to have a product, sell it, and then make profit from that, having that initial, I don't want to say high, but like that initial like kick out of just, oh, I just sold it. I just made this amount of money from just doing this. Like, ooh, like I want to do it again. It gets addicting. As my businesses grew, my margins grew, I started to learn more about business, and now I have a shop. I say that all to say your experience from starting your different businesses can lead into bigger experiences down the line. And at the end of the day, you are an entrepreneur. Don't limit yourself to one industry. Like I was in different industries along the way up until now, and I'm still trying to get into other industries of entrepreneurship. So don't limit yourselves. Definitely take what you learn, because your first business is not going to be your last business, and your first business might not be your best business. If you're an entrepreneur, you know what to do, you know what to keep doing, and you just have to keep growing. You take L's, you take W's. It's a learning process. It's honestly a way of life. You learn a lot of lessons in business. It's just a journey for sure. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. I hope you all learned something. And if you all have any questions, feel free to drop them in the comments down below, as well as if you'd like to join the Discord, we have that in the description down below too. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you all in the next video.